Hey guys, welcome to the 5th review of 31 Days of Horror. Just to get something off my mind really quickly, when I did my Creep Show review, I couldn't remember what the 5th segment was called. It is actually called They're Creeping Up on You. Just to get that out of the way and clear it up. Today I'm going to be reviewing a Christmas slasher. Silent Night, Deadly Night. Sleigh bells ring, are you listening? In the streets, blood is glistening in this Yuletide tale of terror, previously banned by the BBFC. Off topic for a moment. This film was very controversial. Again, I'll get to that. The whole censorshipping. The seminal Santa slasher is back with a vengeance. After years of abuse at the hands of tyrannical nuns, Billy's finally flipped. Dressed as Saint Nick, aka Santa Claus, the teenager heads back to the oppressive orphanage of his childhood to exact his bloody revenge, punishing, and that's punishing in brackets, anyone who gets in his way. This film, I didn't finish the description, but I'll get back to that in a minute because it's relevant to what I'm going to say. The parent groups flipped back in the day, much more so than they did for Friday the 13th and the likes of all those films. Because while that film was a killer going around stabbing people and killing them in creative ways that was really bloody, this film contains a guy dressing up as Santa Claus of all people, and it does contain scenes of kids in terror. Like, no kid does get killed in this, but he does, he's about to kill one, but the kid saves herself by saying she wasn't naughty or something like that. I think that's how it goes. But it was boycotted by legions of angry parents when it was released in America, who complained that the advertisements, like the poster, featured Santa Claus, or the guy pretending to be Santa Claus, going down a chimney with an axe, going to kill, which they didn't like because they thought it made Santa Claus look bad. And I believe it was released around Christmas. I mean, it is a Christmas themed film, but don't quote me on that, I'm not exactly sure. I could quickly check as I'm doing this. It's like I'd like to talk about the characters for a minute. There was this woman in it I really cannot stand. She was a nun, but she's so strict and cruel to the boy, it's unbelievable. Like, I mean, before all this, I'll get back to the nun in a minute, but he saw this guy dressed up as Santa Claus kill his parents, like he disguised himself as one for hitchhiking purposes, and he killed them. He escaped, but was mucked up and threw in an orphanage, where this nun runs in. Oh, she is so sadistic. Like, she's so strict to him. I'm not talking about, like, just strictness, like, she's just sadistic to him. She's so cruel with the way she teaches him. Like, he walks in and a couple of people having sex, and she, punishes him for it. Like, he wasn't allowed to go out of his room, but he heard noises, like, them doing that, so he did go out because he was curious, and she beats the hell out of him with a belt, tries to force him to do things, like, against his will. Like, he's mentally afraid of Santa Claus by this point. Some guy comes to the orphanage dressed as Santa Claus, she forces him to sit on his lap, he flips out again. She's very obnoxious, very horrible woman. And if she wasn't nasty, I mean, might have been a nice guy in future and not a psychopath, but no. She doesn't die, unfortunately. He gets to her, like, the trail of terror that he, causes going to the orphanage. Like, he kills a few people before that, but he gets there, he raises the axe, and he gets shot by the cops. I was so angry. She should have died. Like, she was such a horrible woman, and she deserved it. She is in the sequel, apparently, played by a different actress, and she does get killed in that, but that's more of a comedy horror film compared to the first one. So, I'm not really sure what to think about that. I'll track it down one day and watch it. I really don't know what else to say about this one. It was banned in the UK after the Video Nasty scare, the disgraceful Video Nasty scare, and we'll get to that later on in this series. It was only recently released. I think it was back 2010 or so. It was allowed a release, an 18 release. Wait 2 seconds, November 9th, 1984. So not Christmas, but still pretty close. And apparently it outgrossed Wes Craven's Nightmare on Elm Street on the release. I don't know about in total. Like, I don't know if Nightmare on Elm Street got more money in total than it with all its days of performance at hand, but on the very first day it got more money than that, which I find pretty amazing because it's nowhere near as good as Nightmare on Elm Street. It the kills, alright. He picks up a woman and puts her through a deer head, like the antlers, they go through her boobs. It's quite graphic. Guy's sledging down the hill and he whacks someone with an axe and his head goes flying off and the rest of his body just keeps going down, just sitting on the sledge casually. It's so over the top you can't take it seriously. It's almost funny. But other than that, I can't really remember any notable kills. That's all I've really got to say about that one. It's good in its own right. I'd give this one a 7 out of 10. Not bad. Nowhere near bad, but not a masterpiece either. Maybe not even a classic. I mean, most people think it is. I think it's more just a pretty average horror film. Watch it if you have the time.